Welcome to this episode of our program Daily Debate. As usual, we would be focusing on an important file in Egypt, and today we'll be focusing particularly on industry. Egypt has been putting industry in the forefront of its prior files and has given great attention to such a file. The industrial sector is a locomotive to economic growth in any state, and hence Egypt gave this very particular file grave importance, particularly in the past very few years. In light of the political leadership's interest in the industry file, the localization of Egyptian industry has been at top priorities for many reasons. Definitely for being able to withstand any kind of crises that so far we've been able to manage with the coronavirus, the war, and definitely inflation, which is hitting the whole world, and many of the other development or world development. Plus, definitely it is a very important issue to grow industry for different reasons, particularly to decrease the gap between the imports and export, which the country and the government has been working on very much at the past years. And 8 years ago, and ever since, Egypt has succeeded in doubling its exports to exceed the barrier of $40 billion. And despite the great successes it achieved in many different fields, it continued to succeed in this file by setting huge industries, reviving various industries, and reducing dependence on imports. One of the main reasons for that. We'll be shedding light on that tonight with our guest, Dr. Zainab Anawar, Professor of Economics, and we thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we delve into our discussion, let me first take the top story of the day. And President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of International Cooperation Dr. Rania al-Mashat. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassam Radi said the meeting reviewed the outcome of the World Climate Summit, the COP27, in mobilizing development funding for national projects in the field of green transformation under Nuwafi National Platform. The Minister of International Cooperation stressed that the Nuwafi platform was greatly supported and commended by the international partners during the summit as an Egyptian pioneering model that integrates development efforts and the climate action agenda by mobilizing diverse funding for green development projects under a single national program. And to our next top story, and in another meeting with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Dr. Hala Said, President el-Sisi reviewed the economic indicators in light of the continuing repercussions of the global development. Minister Al-Said reviewed the development of economic indicators worldwide, which have been affected by the repercussions of the Russian-Ukrainian crisis. She also offered an overview of the slowdown in the world growth rates and the impact of these repercussions on the national economic activities. President Sisi stressed the need to continue the specialized studies pertinent to the world's economic situation and its impact on the Egyptian economy and the development process. This includes, in particular, the rising world inflation rates and soaring food and energy prices in light of the global shortage, as well as the continuing instability in the global financial markets and international supply chains. The President noted that this aims to maintain the gains of the successful efforts exerted over the past years in the area of economic reforms. Minister Said noted that the Egyptian economy is expected to achieve an overall growth by the end of the current fiscal year of around 5%, which exceeds previous economic projections by various international institutions. She said this was due to the robustness and resilience shown by the Egyptian economy as a result of a policy adopted to expand public investment as the major engine of growth in operation. And before moving on with our discussion, first let's have this quick report and start Egypt initiative supporting local industry. Let's watch.
The government has exerted great efforts to support the Egyptian industry through different steps. Few months ago, upon President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's directives, the START initiative was launched to support and localize national industries to rely on local products and reduce imports. The state has been preparing to achieve an industrial boom for almost a year as the state was preparing to equip industrial zones and roads, in addition to linking between full internal trade and free trade. The START initiative works on 8 complete industrial sectors, starting with increasing the value added on agricultural raw materials or on mineral resources, and providing professions in order to increase the volume of internal trade. The initiative has 3 main goals. The first is to provide job opportunities for a large number of Egyptians by creating fields for small and medium industrial projects, taking into consideration that a nationwide development initiative of Hayat Karima also now provides suitable housing and infrastructure, in addition to raising the efficiency and readiness of Egyptian villages so that citizens do not have to flee to cities. While Hayat Karima addresses the quality of life, START addresses job opportunities, and it is working to establish industrial complexes to invest in untapped lands in the Egyptian countryside, in addition to investing in the advantage. The proportion of citizens present in those villages, in addition to the establishment of large and medium projects that serve large projects such as home, appliances and cars factories, instead of importing products from abroad, with the aim of reducing the gap between imports and exports and providing production inputs while creating job opportunities for citizens. The second goal of the START initiative is to provide part of the import bill through the role played by the aforementioned initiative, while the third goal is related to the localization of technology through partnerships with producers who help increase production, pointing out that this cooperation and partnership did not and it wasn't happening before because it needed a lot of cost. It is noteworthy that Egypt has taken great steps that qualify to localize local industries and even attract foreign investments for manufacturing directly within the country. Moreover, the state has adopted new patterns of development since 2013 called balanced development, where the development processes are not concentrated within the country's capital, but are distributed proportionately with considerations of social and economic feasibility between the different governorates and regions.